Now to wait for some beeps to show up for the live to properly commence. I know there probably won't be that many because other people are live right now, but that's okay. It's no big deal. I'm here to have fun and play with the makeup. Hello, Lorna. Give me my... No, how are you, Lorna? I have Budamus makeup from an Australian indie brand to play with today called Deadly Sins Cosmetics. It's all inside of this beautiful little box. I'm very excited for this one. It comes from an Australian indie brand this time around, so get to actually try some indie cosmetics from Men's. I have played with some before from Bare Beauty, but this brand I've known for around a year, and they've had a couple of releases, but this one's just really spoken to me, so I bought it. You'll see it in a second. I'm pretty good, Lorna. How are you? Oh, how are you? I'd already asked that. Well, how's your day been, I should say? Been up to anything today? I've been waiting for this shit to arrive. I even set up filming area in my bedroom, so it's a bit of a different space than normal. We have a Joe. We have a Joe. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
How do you like your new spot?
Well, it's nice. It's comfy. I'm on my bed, so it's really nice and soft and cushy. I can lay down at my leisure and not give a fuck. Like, oh, yes. Ugh. And I've got the background going. I literally have it wedged between the two mattresses that are on my bed, which is fun. Make it a bit different, a bit special. Okay.
Hey, Lorna.
Yes, I'm going to start filming, so Vente. Hello, today I have another Australian indie brand to showcase. This time it is a brand called Deadly Sins Cosmetics. Before I actually show you the things that are inside the box, though, I first wanted to mention the fact that they apparently send out their stuff in zero-waste compostable bags. So these you can actually, like, just throw away, and it's 100% compostable, so not adding extra plastic to landfill. It can actually just go back to the earth, which is really cool. It's a fun little thing. So that's what the actual box came in, and then it's a cute little white nondescript box. I've got a couple of things which you'll see in a second. But it has custom wrapping as well, which has their logo printed on it, which is always fun to have custom logo printing. And I pull things out one by one. So a couple of stuff that I did order. I ordered 2 stickers, and it looks like they've included a couple of extra stickers to be nice. So these 2 I ordered. So this one is their actual brand logo, and then this one is a design that they have featured on one of their clothing items, because they also make some clothing. So there's that one, which looks really cool, and that's their logo.
Cool.
I also got these other 2 stickers for Deadly Sins, which are just 2 other logos. So one that's a bit more like tattoo art like, and then the other one is a bit more typical stylish and not so stylistic font. So like,
Oh, cool.
and they also gave me an extra of the Sinners sticker. So I got 5 stickers in total, even though I only ordered 2 stickers. So I get all the stickers, as well as a little thank you thing that says thank you for your purchase. We love to see how our products look on you. Share your photos using the hashtag at Deadly Sins Cosmetics. Don't forget to tag us as well. And it leaves all their info. So you can see there their at on Instagram, their Facebook, and their website, which is just deadlysinscosmetics.com. Like I said, they are Australian based. They do ship internationally as far as I'm aware. But I'm an Australian. I wanted to support some Australian indie brands. So there's also some little black stars in here too. With Budamus. One of the first products that I'll actually pull out is this little Deadly Sins Cosmetics little ghost face from Scream sponge. It is the cutest thing ever. I make a little spongy.
I love it.
And it comes in a cool little tubey that I can keep as well because it has fun little Deadly Sins logo on it. It's just a sticker stuck on the tube, but it still looks cool. And like I said, little sponge with the Scream ghost face mask design, and it's just a little face mask. They do also have a sponge that's in the shape of pumpkins, which is adorable. I just wanted to get the little ghost face, so a little ghost face sponge.
I love it.
Yep. What? And I'll put him back in the tubey. The next thing I got this to go alongside the palettes that I specifically chose to purchase from this brand. But this is the Deadly Sins Cosmetics vegan cruelty-free liquid lipstick. They don't have like any special name for it. It's just called the matte liquid lipstick. Like I just showed, it's vegan and cruelty-free. This one is called Luxuria. That's the shade I got. They've got 7 lipsticks that are in a collection that are all named after the Sins, and they also have 3 other shades, but I wanted to get the lipstick that goes alongside the palette that I chose. So this, like I said, is the shade Luxuria. It has a nice, beautiful black glossy tube, has a little pentagram on the lid, and a sticker with the shade name on the bottom. If I can get that to focus, there we go. Focus your bastard. So Luxuria, like I said, it's the shade name. Beautiful little black plastic tube. Okay, it's a nice little wand applicator. Try and get my face not being in focus. So yeah, that's the little wand applicator. Looks like it's a gorgeous shade. Doesn't have a scent either. Like, just nothing, which I'm actually not mad at, because sometimes it's nice to not have a scent in liquid lipsticks. It means you can use them on the eye area if you really choose to do so, and not have to worry about the fragrance causing sensitivity issues, especially because this is vegan and cruelty-free. Technically, you can use it in the eye area. Oh, no. Not good, Warner. Yeah, so I'm going to just do a little swatch of the shade on my hand. Oh, beautiful. So yes, like I said, this is the shade Luxuria, which is Latin for lust. Might need to lift the phone up.
Oh, that's beautiful. Hey, Samantha, that's gorgeous.
I just look pure white on camera. It's okay. No, so I'm going to keep this box because why the heck not? And like I said, this lipstick I got specifically to go with this palette. And it's nice to see they've actually wrapped the palette in a little bubble sleeve just to give extra packaging. It also is not on the massive large side as well, which makes me happy to see that it's a bit of a more compact palette. Oh, that's so pretty. So this is the Deadly Sins Cosmetics Lust palette. And I mean, just look at the artwork. Look at a mess. Like, look at it.
Oh, that's great.
And it's like size of my hand as well. So quite small and compact, but still has really pretty shades. And this one is as well cruelty-free. Believe it's vegan. So yes, it has a nice sleeve on it. And what I appreciate and love to see is the fact that the artwork is actually on the palette itself, not just on the sleeve. So it's not just a pretty sleeve and then blank palette. Oh, that's interesting. It's like a baby pink hollow. So it's got a holographic foil over the top of it. I don't know if you... Oh, yeah, you can see it on camera. But it's a baby pink base, and it has duochrome hollow... Well, it's not duochrome. Hollow type BS on it. Like, see?
Oh, wow.
But it's like baby pink.
Yeah. That's
It's
beautiful.
so unique. It's fun.
Hey, Cindy.
And now for the grand reveal, there'll be a little plastic... Will there be a plastic sleevey? There is. There we go. Oh, there's even one on the mirror. That makes me happy to see. But look at them shades. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful. And what's even more fun, there is also a shade in the palette that almost looks like a color match for the liquid lipstick that it shares the name with. So there's a shade actually called Luxuria. That's this one here. And if you can compare it to the lipstick swatch, they're actually quite similar, which makes me happy to see. See?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
the
it.
colors inside of it.
It's beautiful.
The camera's definitely making it look, this angle at least is making it look more mauve. Yeah, it does ship to the US. There we go. You can see it more better there. More pinky. Oh, look at it though. Fuck.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's like $20 shipping though, Ashley, just to let you warn you, but they do ship to the US.
Yeah. But palette-wise, I believe it's about the same price as the Jeffree Star mini palettes. It's about $28, $30. So, we'll do beautiful mirror, heel porn. Oh, delicious. But, oh my god, it's so pretty. So,
I like it.
there's 12 shades in total inside of this. So, you get quite a fair few beautiful pinks and reds to play with.
I like it on the camera better than the picture I saw.
Yeah, in person it is very pink and red, and then there's some peachiness to it. Yeah, $20 shipping, so I guess it would be about a $60 palette with shipping. But
yeah,
for the price of the single palette alone, it is actually pretty decent. It's just sadly, welcome to the world of being international.
Yeah.
But we got this top row, which has a beautiful, almost Barbie pink, called Cupid. We have Candy Hearts, which looks like a gorgeous pinkish gold duochromic glitter. Got Kiss Me, which is a gorgeous bright red. First Base on the second row, which is like kind of peachy. This Sweetheart is one of those satin mattes where it is matte with a little bit of glitter inside of it. Looks like it's a similar type of thing with Candy Hearts. Then there's this matte, which is a very soft, almost ivory white with a hint of pink in it. So imagine ivory with a hint of pink is this shade here, Date Night. Then you got Make Out, which is a slightly darker, more peachy version of that. Then there's this shade here, Heartbreaker, which seems like it's almost a rose gold glitter. Then there's this gorgeous shade, Luxuria, which is almost like a rosy mauve. Beautiful shade. And like I showed before, matches up with the lipstick quite nicely. The shade Crush, which is like a rose gold shimmer. Lust, the name of the palette, which is this really bright pink. And then Love Demon, which is the last shade, which looks like it's a darker, cool tone red, while Kiss Me was a bit more of a warm tone red. So all in all, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes, 1 satin matte, and 2 glitters and 1 shimmer. So quite a lot of beautiness in this. I'm going to be doing my typical thing that I normally do, which I'll be doing, one eye using the Danessa Myricks white eye base, and the other side will be using the Gerard Cosmetics base. Sorry, I'm getting real close. I dropped something. Because I'd like to see the duality of what the shadows can do depending on what colour or base you use underneath it. I will be on camera playing with it using Danessa Myricks because I need to have Danessa Myricks being shown on camera with it. And then I'll jump off camera and do the same kind of look off, like I said, off camera on my eye using the Gerard Cosmetics base. But I'll just get to applying Danessa Myricks because it looks so pretty. And I'm excited to see how amped up these shades can be on top of the white, as well as see what it's like on the more neutral coloured base, that is the Gerard Cosmetics. So just grabbing some of the Danessa Myricks on my little It Cosmetics brush that my beautiful friend Joe gifted me. It works so well. Love this for just quickly covering the eye. So I go, whoa. I'm not fully sure what I want to do look-wise with this, but I'm just going to make it up as I go. But the joys of, I at least know the shape that I generally go for and like to do. So I can just go wild with this white base. Especially because I know there is a shadow in here that is so similar to my skin tone that I can use to buff out the edges. So there's the Danessa Myricks white base all applied on the eyeball. It's beautiful. Now, to grab brushes. I think I'm going to first go in with this fluffy brush from Morphe. I'm just trying to think because there's so many beautiful shades. I don't know which one I want to start with. Ain't that a bitch? I think what I'm going to do is first go in with First Base, which is this more peachy matte. And I'll first start rubbing that along in the crease area. Almost use this to start setting the base. All the puns, because first and base. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous shade already off the bat on top of this white base. I might need to turn the camera down because it is blowing out colour-wise quite severely. Ooh, the joys of being pale. Actually, might just need to turn the light down. A bit better. That's a little bit better. I mean, it is a really soft baby pink too, so it's a bit hard to actually show the proper colour on camera anyway. But this is blending out really nicely on top of this, which most shadows do normally blend out nicely on top of Danessa Myricks. But I'm liking the fact it's blending out, but it's not losing its opacity. It's still staying pretty true to colour, but it's just becoming a softer blend of that colour rather than really going a milky, pinky colour. Just blending that out closer to the hairline. Bring a little bit of that as well on the brush underneath the lower lash line a bit. Because I want to play with these pinks and purples and reds that are in this, but I don't want to go too similar to the look that I did with the Morphe 35S Sweet Oasis palette, just using those pinky purpley tones. And while these are different when it comes to the darker shades, but this initial type of blend and colour going down is quite similar to what's in that. But this just seems to be a bit more like a very soft pink with a bit of a peach to it. It's a very interesting shade. It is. I don't have anything like it in my collection. I don't know how well the camera is showing that. Hopefully it looks decent when I'm in editing and it's actually looking closer to what I'm seeing in person. Because it is just the softest pinky peach shade. I'll show you guys a bit closer. See, it's like very soft pinky peach.
I like it.
Yeah, it's that's just the shade First Base, this one. So I wonder if actually zooming in with the camera might help with the darkness. I mean, technically it does, because cameras are bullshit like that. So, put that down. I'm going to go in with a smaller pencil blending brush type thing. And I am going to... Actually, no, not just yet. I'll go in with an even more fluffy brush. Do I have any that aren't stained? No, you definitely have pigment in you. Don't want to... I'll just use you. How about that? I'll use my Mitchell. So I'm going to go in with this lighter shade called Makeout. Oh my god, it looks so different on camera because of how pale I'm trying to... how pale I am to get it to properly show. It looks really dark on here. But I'm going to go in, like I said, with this slightly lighter shade down here. Might mix in a little bit of Date Night as well, just to go around the edges of that first shade, First Base. Really start getting this all nicely blended. With this shade Makeout is a slightly more pinky version and lighter version of First Base, while First Base has a bit more of that peach going on in it. So my idea is more to use this Makeout shade to tone down the edges of the white, like I was saying before. But it's a bit difficult trying to capture what this looks like because of how pale and soft everything is. But hopefully on camera you can see that that's a little bit of a softer type look now. I've just knocked down the harshness that was those white edges by layering on that make out shade. And then just to go around those edges even further with a softer shade, I'm going to, like I said, go into the lighter shade Date Night and really get those edges soft and blown out. Then we'll start adding depth and dimension into the eyeball after this. There we go. Beautiful, just a very soft, basic blend all over. Now with a little pencil brush, I'm going to go into the shade Sweetheart, and I'm going to start deepening up the outer corner area of the eyeball. Ooh. This is again one of those colors that's like how I was experiencing in the Morphe 35S palette. This tone is very similar to that first shade I went in, First Base, but it's just slightly darker. So I'm not really changing the tone or the shades that are on my eye. I'm just giving it more depth and dimension, which I really appreciate when you can play with such subtle colors like this, but give you the ability to really get that depth. Really get that depth going on. I love it. I'm just going to continue going in with this shade, blending it out, building up the color, and like I said, giving that dimension. Also going to grab a bit of that shade and run it along the lower lash line. My lord, this is really such a soft, subtle color. Or just look in general, I love it. Even though it's soft, it's just very colorful, and I like color, so. I think I'm just going to also drag a little bit of that onto the lid area too. Start getting down some color to help blend, because I will probably put one of the glitters on that lid. But I'm going to go back in with the first brush I had and the first base shade and just go over those edges just to blend them further into what I had originally laid down all over the lid. So you really get this gorgeous hazy effect on the eye. There's no harsh edges, we just want it to be like a beautiful fade into the skin. Love a beautiful fade into the skin. And just going back in again on my second brush with the Date Night shade, which is the really light pink. And just going back over again, just that everything really is nice, blown out and seamless. Love it, love it. Now, grab a couple of brushes just in preparation, but I am right on that outer corner, and to give a bit more of a structured wing shape, I'm going to go in with the Luxuria color on a little pointed pencil brush. Just grab a bit of shadow on the ends there, knock off the excess, and I'm just going to, right in that outer corner area, kind of sketch out a little bit of a wing shape, and this will just give me more depth in that wing shaped area that I'm trying to keep within where I've already laid the slightly darker shadow Sweetheart. So it's going to really start building up that dimension and wing shape without it being a really dark wing or a lot of crazy depth as such. I'm just playing with the tonal differences or lack thereof of tonal differences in this palette, and rather it's just depth difference. So I like it when palettes do that. Like, make it easy for me to do very smoky winged eyes within a certain color story. Oh, and it looks so pretty. Now, I think I'm pretty happy with the way that's just going. So I'm going to first see how, this is my struggle. I don't know which glitter I want to use. Do I want to use this beautiful Candy Hearts, or do I want to use Heartbreaker, which is this bit more champagne-y one? The struggle.
I like Heartbreaker.
What?
I like Heartbreaker.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. See how that looks. So I think I first go in with my fingy. So I'm just gonna hit a fingy. Oh. Okay, that's an interesting. So let's see how well it lays on just the eye without any primer down. I mean, it's definitely going on, but this might be one where you need an actual like applicator. But it looks pretty, and it probably will also benefit from a glitter adhesive. So what I'm going to do is grab out my glitter adhesive, and I'll probably just very quickly do the smallest amount grabbed of Heartbreaker on my big fluffy brush. I'm just going to sweep that over a little bit of where the white is, just so at least there's a little bit of a shade underneath where I'm going to apply the glitter, so it's not just straight up white where the glitter is, because sometimes that can just look a bit odd. And I'm going to grab my BYS, the BYS Glitter Fix Primer. It's just a clear glitter adhesive. It's kind of like lip gloss in texture. And I grab the smallest little bit. And I'll gently dab that on the eyeball. So like, I've got that much. That might even be too much. So I'm first going to blop onto the back of my hand just so I don't have too much of the glitter adhesive on my finger, because you can use too much of this very quickly. But I'm just tapping that in around where I want the glitter to go. And go back in with a glitter applicator brush thingy. This is again from Morphe, same collection as that gold brush. Ugh. Yeah, with a glitter applicator, going to be much easier to pick up and apply. Because I want to pick up enough to apply on the lid, but I don't want to really destroy or disrupt the pan a lot. Which is really a struggle with these type of pressed glitter pans. So sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of having pressed glitter in palettes because they can be a nuisance to use. But I also equally love pressed glitter and just glitter in general. The way this is looking so far though, I'll show you close up in a second. Oh, that looks so pretty. I'm just going to build up some more vibrancy on the outer corner area. I mean, I will be blending that in with actual shadow in a bit, but oh, just so pretty.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it lays quite nicely on the lid. It's not chunky, but it's like it chunks up enough where you get a nice consistent layer, but it's not so chunky that it like looks horrible or feels gritty on the skin. It's just a nice thin enough coating of the glitter on the lid where it just really complements the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go in with a little pencil brush, and I'm going to pick up more of that shade Sweetheart, and I'm just going to layer that on the outer edges near where the glitter is, just so I can blend it in to the eyeshadow a bit nicer. Because, you know, we want this to look good. Look bootimus, don't we? All of the bootimus. I'm just going to bring a bit of the same shade Sweetheart that I was just putting on the outer edge. I'm also going to run that slightly in the crease area of the edges of where that glitter is, just to give this kind of like depth haze around it to almost imitate a bit of a cut crease, as well as running back over that with the brush that has the Date Night, that really pale shade, to also make sure it's not just a harsh line and actually blends in, looks good. This is a kind of basic but also not so basic look. Like, there's a lot of color and it's relatively intricate, but the actual look of it isn't that crazy or intricate. It's a simple but glamorous look, in my opinion. Let's get rid of some of that glitter. Likes to lay on the lash. I'm going to also go in on a new pencil brush, but this one is very pointy, and I'll be grabbing some of this Makeout shade and just starting to put that on the lower lash line, more in the inner corner, to give some depth there, because I will be adding some shimmer on the inner corner area, but I don't want it to just be straight up shimmer or light shimmer on that lower lash line closer to the inner corner. Build up some of that color and depth all along. Also going to add some of the shade Luxuria along the lower lash line to match it up with that kind of wing shape that I did with this shade. Lots of messing around with color. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to grab my last little pencil brush. And this one will be to pick up this only shimmer that's in the palette called Crush. I'm hoping this goes pale enough that it will work as an inner corner highlight. We'll find out in a second. Oh yeah, this will work. It will be a kind of darker highlight in the inner corner, but it definitely works as a highlight. When it's on the eye, it pulls a bit more like champagne goldy type tone. It really does get that peachy champagne moment going on when it's put on the eye like that, compared to what it looks like just in the pan. Just gonna grab a bit more of that. Just build it up just there. Oh, that's so pretty. Gonna put a bit of that using the same brush, just on like the brow highlight areas. Oh, the shininess. So I'm trying to keep it where it's mostly shiny just in there, and with it slightly fading out the further out and further in it gets. It's almost giving it like a wraparound type look. I hear the kitty going meow. But I think, you know what, just for the heck of it, I'll put the slightest little bit of it as well, just tapping in very gently with my finger. I'm going to use that as kind of like a highlighter. Oh, that does look pretty. I want to build it up just slightly more. This will probably be too dark for my skin, especially with no other product on. But I could see this being usable as a highlighter even for my skin tone with the right blush and such built up underneath it. But that's it, reflecting on my cheek there. And I'll say this is pretty much the final look that I'll do. I'll come back in a second with wing. Oh, I probably won't do wing, but I'll put on some waterline eyeliner and put on some lashes. And then I'll cut to having the other eye done. And then I'll give my first impressions of this palette. See you in a second, camera. The camera. And now I show you guys. I'll show you what I see at the moment. So
It's so pretty.
So yeah, so the shimmer is what's on my inner corner and on the brow bone. So it's the lightest shimmer that you have. It's the only shimmer you really have. But that glitter looks beautiful.
What's the highlighter?
From the palette. It's just an eyeshadow that's inside of the palette.
It's really pretty.
It's this shade, Crush.
Oh, it's really pretty.
Yeah, when swatched, it becomes a bit more like pinky gold duochrome. I've done a bit of a heavier swatch there, but you can.
I love that. I love it a lot.
It's a beautiful. So now I'm going to add white in the waterline because white always goes well with this type of look. So I need my white. Where's my white at? Killer. Don't hide from me at the bottom like you normally do. You bastard.
Samantha says it's gorgeous even without the liner or lashes.
Thank you. Yeah, I do agree, but it's just adds extra just to finish it off, you know? And then we'll also actually no, it won't. I need to find a lip liner that will go with the lipstick too. Either that or just try the lipstick without a lip liner. But I prefer to give it a lip liner. Actually, I know it isn't. Never mind. I thought I had figured out something, but my brain did not figure out something. It's okay. I thought it did something, but it didn't do something. So I'm just going in with this white pencil from Morphe. Beautiful. Bootiness just in the waterline. Because I like how white and pink goes together. especially white on the waterline. It just really gives like this fantasy type moment. All about that fantasy. There we go. That's white waterline done. I once, or because sadly the trauma that I feel having to say this and announce this, I think she dead. She finally dead. It's all chunky and stuff now when it comes out. Like it's a bit chunkified. And it hurts my soul to have to say that about good old Pat McGrath. We love her so much. See, like, I don't know if I want to just keep on trying until it truly is dead or just move on and try it. Because I will be repurchasing this. I loved this way too much not to repurchase it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just try out a new mascara. I'll try out Lash Perversion, which you gave me.
I did.
So you also get a little mini review of that as well from me. What's the lash wand like? Oh. It's a weird looking wand.
Right, Samantha? I know. I felt bad for James when he told me his Pat McGrath was getting chunky.
She getting chunky. Sadly, not in a good way either. I think this looks one of those ones where I'm not going to put on actual falsies, just do mascara. Put this really to the chest. I mean, it is a nice formula. It doesn't tend to clump my lashes together, but definitely ain't no Dark Star. There's something just magical about that mascara. Like, it next level would just do shit to my lashes. Well, I definitely prefer this over MAC in Extreme Dimension, though. That one I wouldn't purchase on my own volition. This one isn't bad. Like, we'll obviously have to see how it performs, but just purely on its own on the lashes, I'm not mad at how it looks.
Yeah.
It's got a similar type appearance to Pat McGrath Dark Star, but Dark Star just almost has everything going for it. Like, it makes your lashes longer, more voluminous, and curls them all in one. Oh, this is just not as volumizing. It still is like giving me the nice open lashes type look, which at least means it's got that curl hold. I just want to do one last little coating just to get that shit extra.
I'm gonna check on Jason's light. I'll be right back.
Okay. So that will be Urban Decay's Lash Perversion on the lid, on the abo. Which means there's no need for you brush. Yay! That brush can go back. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, so pretty. Cool. So I'm gonna come back on. And we're back. So this is the look. I decided to just go with white on the waterline, which I use this Morphe liner in the shade Coconut. Just a white liner. Just put that in there. And then on the lashes, I finally opened up a new mascara because my good old Dark Star from Pat McGrath, she's dying. Hurts my soul. But I'd use the Urban Decay Lash Perversion Mascara. Got that on the lower and upper lashes. I'm quite happy with how it performs even without falsies on. So I've just decided, and especially because this is a quite soft look, I'm like, let's just leave it how it is. It looks very cute, very pretty. So like I said, I'm just now going to cut and do this eye off camera using the Gerard Cosmetics eye base. And then I will jump back on to show you what that looks like, the differences. And then we'll quickly play with the matte liquid lipstick in shade Luxuria. And then I'll give my first impressions and thoughts. Bam, look at me go. So now, grab to Gerard Mimics. That was not English. Jimmy Mommy Medics. Oh. So it'll be interesting to see how this side goes, considering I'm using this Gerard Cosmetics base, which is flesh toned, so the reds won't and pinks won't appear as true to color as like they do on the other side using the Danessa Myricks white base, which is why I like doing this comparison between the two sides to show off that difference and how you can really achieve different type aesthetics and looks depending on things like the base. So I'm just going to do pretty much exactly like what I did last time. Thankfully, my brain can somehow remember everything. So first going in with first base. Because, first shade on the base. Really just doing the same thing. And this I at least remember what I was doing, so pretty easy to redo the look. Initially, this shade First Base already pulls a lot more beigey flesh tone on me on top of this Gerard base compared to the Danessa Myrick side. Like, I'll quickly show you that up close too. But so obviously this softer pink out here is that shade, but over here it looks more like beigey grey because of that base. That's why I like to do this, so I can see really how different these tones can pull depending on what you use it on top of. Which is why I believe that more people doing these type of videos and impressions, they should at least acknowledge that these shadows can work differently depending on what base you use, and at least, you know, use a white base to give these type of colors a fair go. Because the shade that I've just gone in with, I don't know how much of it you heard, Joe, but it definitely is like it's pulling a lot more beigey grey on top of the Gerard Cosmetics base because of it just its tones. Like, it looks like a completely different eyeshadow, which is fine, but it kind of goes with my point I was making, that I think it's necessary that to truly show off how a palette works and to give proper impressions, at least first initial impressions, in my opinion, you need to be able to say or show like this type of difference. Obviously, this is a bit more intricate of an impression of the palette than just straight up using it for the first time. But the amount of times to see people just say, oh, it works amazing always, or oh, it sucks. But it's like you literally haven't even tried a different base in terms of like color. Like, you've only put it on a flesh base, when it's like obviously pinks and colors in general aren't going to perform the same when you put it on a flesh toned base.
Yeah.
It's like, you know this. You know, you should know this if you have properly played with makeup and stuff. You know different bases will make it turn out differently.
Yeah. Different types of bases and different colors of bases.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's why I like doing what I'm doing now, which is using the different bases and their color and performance, so I can see how the shadows grip, how they don't grip, how they show up in terms of color, if they don't show up. All the fun. All the fun. No, these tones are beautiful, and I haven't gone into the more ready tones just yet. I've just done these ones, and that's fine, as this is only supposed to be a first impression. It's not a full-on thing, and I can easily play with more shades in the future. So
This lip oil is amazing, and I can't even send you one because it's got the cannabis in it.
that's okay. What brand is it from?
It's NYX, and it's man, it's good stuff.
So that's just homophobia.
Well, it says lip conditioner. Oh, it makes your lips feel so nice.
They just don't want me to have nice lips, I guess.
You know what that is?
Homophobia. It's a struggle, Joe.
It is.
Now, just going in like I did last time with Luxuria. That dark matte that matches the lipstick. Oh. Jab myself in the elbow. Just a little bit in the elbow, never hurt nobody.
Lorna.
What? No.
What we was talking about, she said the bastards.
You fucking know it. Them bastards. Yeah. I believe I'm happy with that. It's so strange seeing how different these are performing on the eye. Like, very different.
Oh yeah.
Very different. Same shadows and all.
Yeah.
Shit's
Well,
magical.
even, just using my P. Louise base number 2 against the 0, which is white, it looks like two totally different, almost palettes. But it's just because one's my skin tone and one's white,
Yeah. That's why I like doing these comparisons, so you can see how different of a look you can achieve. And depending on if you want a more soft, wearable look or a very vibrant, bright look, you can really change it depending on the base you use.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just like that. I didn't record it, but the look that I did with the Danessa purple, I did a purple look, but I put the purple on the outside of the Danessa cover fix. Oh, that purple was so vibrant because that other purple was underneath it,
Uh-huh. That's why I like playing with the Danessa color fixes. They just amp shit up to 11. It's like, yes, I need more.
More.
Yes, bootiness. God, this glitter is so pretty.
Because I said more, she put with a rebel yell, he cried more.
It's strange how, like, on this side, it's reading almost more baby pink, while on this side it's more like rose goldy pink. It's very strange.
Yeah.
It's a fun glitter though.
Are you gonna do complexion and everything?
Nah, just going to put on this, do a little bit of like highlighter on the cheek like I did on this side with the eyeshadow. Do it on this side. But I probably will, like in a future look, play with these very more darker tones like Cupid, Kiss Me, Love Demon, and Lust. Like these more vibrant, darker ones, as well as the Candy Hearts. I'll probably do another look with them. I just wanted to do an initial first impressions. And I've used, what, 7 out of 12 shadows.
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Hello. I'm trying an Australian indie brand's makeup for the first time. It's always a fun time trying new indie makeup. I'm just wanting to get it as opaque as possible. That'll do. That'll do. Now I'm just going to, like how I did on the other eye, going to grab the smallest little bit of Sweetheart and use it to kind of carve out around the actual glitter. Like how I did on the other eye. And then go back over the top of that with the first initial brush that I used to apply first base with, just to go over that line and soften it out.
Oh, Jamie actually went to bed. She was needing some rest.
And then again on this brush, oh actually I think I'll use this pointed brush. I'm just going to grab in that dark shade Luxuria and kind of marry together where I applied the glitter with where I've got the kind of darker wing going on. Like
oh, Jamie, it's Deadly Sins. It's an Australian brand.
Yes, I'll show you in a second. It is Boo Timas. I love it. It's such a gorgeous palette. It's called the Lust palette, so it's supposed to be inspired by the Sin Lust. And it is a pink red fantasy. It is so beautiful. It's a bit hard to show on camera. A lot of the shades are reading more neutral than they actually are. Well, it's reasonable for being an indie brand in Australia. The only pricey part is shipping. So this is a 49 Australian dollar palette, which is about 29 US dollars. It's just also about $20 shipping in American. So this makes it about a 50, 60 US dollar palette, which isn't too bad for what it is, and like has beautiful artwork on the front. And what's also fun and unique about it, it's this baby pink duochrome. Oh, not duochrome, keep calling it duochrome. It's baby pink with a hollow shift on it. Like you can't tell that it's baby pink on camera, but it's baby pink. And it's got a mixture of mattes and shimmers, so you can really play around with your textures, which is always a lot of fun with these type of palettes. If you have all these different tones and colors you can play with. And I've done the same eye look on both eyes. It's just the way that the shadows perform, depending on the base, makes them look vastly different. So I've pretty much done the exact same thing on both sides. It just looks very different. So now I'm just going to quickly finish up with mascara and the waterline, but there you go. See how different it looks because of the bases?
I actually like both sides.
Yeah, they're pretty in their own rights, but it's just, I like the fact that you can really see how different they are depending on what base you use. Almost forgot to go in with the highlighter shade. How dare I? Because this definitely needs the highlighter. Yeah, even on like this side with the base, it has more, with the Gerard Cosmetics base, the shimmer is much more pink, neutral, while on the side with the Danessa Myricks white, it keeps more of that peachy gold shift in it. It's really unique. Could be, I don't know. I've never heard of Hot Kitty. Goodness. I use on one side, on this side, that's a bit more dull and different compared to the first one. So the one that's already done with mascara and waterline, that's using the Danessa Myricks white base. This side is using Gerard Cosmetics eye base. Oh, yeah, I know what palette you're on about now. I'm just looking at it. Funny enough, your photo showed up on their website. I can see what you mean. It's similar, but they're definitely different. That one doesn't have the same type of like pinks as what this one is. That one seems to be a bit more like purpley pinks. That's the palette that Jamie Gerozzi is talking about.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I can see the similarities, but this definitely has things that are different completely to it. But it looks bituminous.
I think I'm gonna take some medicine and lay down. I'm really starting to hurt.
That's okay.
I love you so much.
I'm almost done anyways. I love you too.
Love you, chat. Good night, Jamie, Samantha, Lorna, and Cindy, and any lurkers. Good night.
I'll send you photos in a bit. Bye, Joe. Bye, Joe. So got that on the inner corner now. Got that above the brow. Just put a little bit more as highlighter on my face. And then on to the last bit of makeup for the eyes. Also, bitterness. Shiny bitterness. Oh, I love this. Gonna also put the smallest little bit on the tip of my nose, even though it is a bit too dark to be used there. I don't give a shit. Give me the shimmer everywhere, you know? But I'm now going to do the waterline, which again, I'm just going to be using the Morphe white eyeliner, or waterline liner, I should call it. Oh, that wasn't the most pleasant. Definitely need to sharpen this pencil up in a minute, or at least next time I got to use it. But it is okay. It's fine enough for now. It surprisingly enough, it doesn't fade that quickly in the thicker parts around like the edge of the beard. It can, but because of the tone, it fades in a nice way. But I also don't really care that much when it does fade, because I eventually will be getting rid of it, because fuck the upkeep of constantly having to bleach this and keeping it this color. No, thank you. I ain't got the time nor the energy for that ish. It'd be fun. But not for me. Not for me. Now the fun, which is lash. So I'm using, like I said, well, you weren't here for it, Jamie, but I'm using the Urban Decay Lash Perversion because my Dark Star from Pat McGrath is pretty much at the point of throwing out due to age. It's starting to be a little bit clumpy when I pull out the wand from the tube, and it's just not the nicest of times. Like, the formula isn't messing up from what I can tell, but it definitely is like coming chunkified in the tube, or coming out chunkified on the wand from the tube, and it just doesn't look pleasant at all. And I did buy it at launch, which was like September, October last year. So it's lasted about 4 or 5 months, like how typically they do last. So I'm not mad that it's dying, because obviously it will eventually, but I'm sad to see it run out. Well, it's not technically even run out, just expiring. I mean, I probably could use it a couple more times, but I just wanted to not deal with very clumpy mascara today, as this is a first impressions type video. So I want to at least, use products that aren't potentially going to make themselves look a bit worse than normal. Oh no, I smudged on my face. It's okay, I can get that off in a bit. I done fucked up. Got a huge glob of mascara on me. But it's okay. Just makeup. I do like how this performs though. Like, it looks really pretty. I do not know how I'm going to get that off. Yeah, that is not an easy amount to remove. Yeah, it is quite interesting how the different bases are really making the shades sharp vastly different. What I might just do is grab this small bit. Yeah, I know, right, Samantha? The glitter even does change on it. It's very fun. That's why I like doing this type of stuff where you can see the differences in how products perform depending on what base you use. So let's see if I can do some patchwork. So yeah, I'm going to grab a ton. Yeah, nah, probably won't work. Gonna find out if I can fix this. Be able to do some, but I won't be able to really get rid of it, which is kind of annoying. I can, but it just means I'd have to remove the whole base, and I don't want to remove the whole base. Especially considering I've just finished. No, not really, Jamie. I don't really care about what colour my hair is. I'll just do whatever I'm feeling at the moment. Different blush colours for sure do bring out different tones, Samantha. You can also really change the way the makeup on the eye looks by doing that. Like I like to, if I'm doing really bright pink on the eyes like this, I will tend to use a bit more of an orangey blush around the edges, and it can really make like this fun anime character type makeup look going on. It is fun as fuck. No, to answer again, Jamie, I don't know if fully answered correctly, but I don't find that different hair colors make me play with different colors in particular. I just do whatever the hell I'm feeling like, which the majority of the time it's pink or purple. Don't know why. No matter what, always love me some purple. It's the go-to. This one. It's one from Harry Potter. I also have lyrics from a Gwen Stefani song. Love Heart. I also have other ones on this arm too. Got quite a few. Yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. So I'm now back. Got both eyes done. Got the mascara done. Got the waterline going as well. Excuse on this eye, you'll see a little bit of darkness along the lower lash line. It's a little blob. I accidentally, well, my hand was shaking as normal, and I blocked a little bit on the eye, but I did a massive amount compared to what normally happens, and I just couldn't wipe it away. So I've tried to hide it as much as possible with shadow, but it's there. Meh. But this is the base using the Danessa Myricks, or this is the Danessa Myricks side, and this is the Gerard Cosmetics side. They both look really pretty. I love the way that the colors perform. The colors actually read differently depending on what base you use, which I really do appreciate. It means this palette's a bit more versatile depending on how you use it. So like I said, this is the side with Danessa Myrix. It looks a little bit more soft baby pink, a little bit of peach still coming through, but it's definitely more pastalized. While this side with the Gerard Cosmetics is a lot darker. It tends to also have a bit more of a fleshy type undertone as well, because of it being on that Gerard Cosmetics base. It tends to have a bit more of a flesh tone leaning moment going on, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, it just depends on what mood or aesthetic you're kind of going for. I've also used the shade Crush, this beautiful shimmer. Use that as a highlighter for the inner corners on the brow bone and also on the cheekbone. Looking stunning, looking beautiful. So now I'm going to try out the lipstick that goes alongside with this shade here. It's called Luxuria, and they actually do appear quite similar. So I'm going to try that. Going to try it. Don't know how well it's going to work, because I'm not the best at liquid lipsticks, but it'll be beautiful. It looks like it's a nice formula though from the swatch and how it's dried on the back of my hand. I don't think I'm going to go in with a lip liner just to really see how it works on its own. No, thank you. The tattoo artist that did this, he's really good at the work he does. He did another piece that I have on my shoulder or arm, which is a brain and a heart. It's the same guy who did this. I've also got a red piece done by them. And yes, it is Voldemort's wand, Samantha. I plan to eventually get Harry's on this arm, but Voldemort is my fave. Love him. Love the evil shit, you know. So yes, so now going in with the liquid lipstick Luxuria. Again, this is the applicator brush. It's just a little basic doe foot. And this shade is just a very nice, pretty nudish pink rose color. So it's like nude leaning while still being colorful. Formula wise, it's really nice. It goes on quite easily. So that's it on my lower lip. Oh, such a pretty shade. Ugh. I much prefer bullet lipstick, Jamie. Much prefer bullet. Yeah, that's the colour. A bit better for you to see. So upper lip not on, lower lip it's on. Very beautiful tone. Gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Ooh. Love this colour. Oh my god. Yeah, I usually use and prefer bullet lipsticks because I feel like I have more control. But most brands don't make bullet lipsticks anymore. So, God, I love this color. There we go. It is very matte too. Once it dries down, oh my lord, she dried. But, oh, such a pretty color. Ooh. Also makes my teeth look white as shit. Hell yeah. We don't mind that as an added benefit. Oh my God. Like, oh, what a pretty color. Like, for sure. Oh, that looks so pretty. Especially with the side with the Danessa Myrick space. I much prefer it with that one. Obviously, it still looks fine with the side using the Gerard Cosmetics, but oh, I love that. Oh, just this. Oh, perfection. I love this lip color. Like I said, the liquid lipstick formula is quite matte. This is definitely one I'd probably put a gloss over the top of. I mean, I might just do that. So give me a moment, and then we will conclude the video, and I'll give me final thoughts if I can find the brush I typically. There we go. So I'm just going to use the Danessa Myrick's Glaze in Clear. This is my favourite product to do glossy lips with because it doesn't mess with what's underneath it and gives that gorgeous gloss moment. Look, literally nothing transferred onto the brush, but now I have beautiful glossy lips. Like, oh, I love Danessa Myrick's. My love letter to Danessa Myrick's. This alone, the fact I could literally use this brush to paint on the gloss and it doesn't disturb what's underneath it and doesn't even transfer. Bomb shit. Bomb shit. Yeah, so that's just the same lipstick. I'll just put the glaze over the top, looking all beautiful. Gorgeousness. That is my final type idea / impressions look that I'm going to do with the beautiful Lust palette using the Luxuria lip gloss or lipstick, sorry, alongside of it. So my kind of first impressions thus far is that the shades that I've already used, which is these two rows and this shimmer, absolutely gorgeous. They really nicely perform on the eye. They are all quite similar in color, at least when using on the Danessa Myrick space. That they do similar to what the shades inside of the Morphe 35S palette did, which is just giving me gradual changes in the depth rather than tonal differences. While you can kind of see the tonal differences a bit more on this Gerard Cosmetics side. But I haven't gone in with these really darker reds and this bright pink. I will be doing another look very soon with this palette. I can see myself wanting to reach for this multiple times. Just the way that this looks alone, stunning. I want to do more looks with it, especially with some of these other Danessa Myrick's products that I have, such as, if I can grab one out, say this glittery shade here. This is called Ballerina. This I could imagine would go beautifully with this tone, even if this was just being used as a highlighter. But I could see this would be beautiful on the lid in lieu of where this glitter is. So I am really happy with how this has performed thus far. Really happy with the lipstick as well. Love the shade itself. And I like the fact that it goes with the Luxuria eyeshadow shade. That's a really fun take and really fun little play, in my opinion. So this is what I've done with this beautiful collection, or at least little mini collection that I've got going on. Do a little pose for the thumbnail. Whoa. Beautiful. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this beautiful look. I'm, like I said, extremely happy with how this turned out. I hope that they expand upon the idea of doing the different Sins as palettes. They do have the Book of Sins palette. I don't own that. I felt that was a bit too neutral for me, while I love pinks and reds like what's inside this. And like I was mentioning earlier, they have 6 other shades of lipsticks that altogether creates the 7 Deadly Sins collection of lipsticks. I just chose to go with the shades that is the lust shade. So this is called Luxuria again, which is Latin for lust. Oh, dropped it. And I just thought it'd be appropriate to get it to go alongside the palette. And I'm extremely happy with that choice. Fucking beautiful. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for spending your time watching this Australian indie brand first impressions. Extremely excited to see what the brand does further. Like, I mean, come on, just look at that packaging. Look at that. Beautiful. Just like gorgeous art. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Love to you all from Australia. Hope you have a great rest of your night, rest of your day, rest of your morning. Love hearts to everyone. Bye. Bye-bye.